Hey, my Pisces babies. How are you? Welcome to Taurota Tarot. I am EJ. Pisces, this is going to be your monthly for the month of August 2019. So, let's see, today, well, we're going to be in the last 2 seconds of the first. This is going to do you the whole month. Enhanced reading, so it'll be 2 sets of cards. We'll do 2 for overall energy and 4 rows of 3. Get some insight. What's going on with you? A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. It's time for some new cards, y'all. That's sad. 6 months in and they just wore out. Three more shuffles. Whoa. We won't count that one. What the heck, Pisces? What's going on? 1. Y'all are falling out. 2. And 3. What's going on with you, Pisces? I don't understand. Jittery, y'all are already. I have Pisces as my moon sign, so that's pretty much how you process your emotions. Lord, I'm probably the most emotional Taurus in the world because I cry at everything bugs me, everything worries me. So, big cards, overall energy, trapped in fear. And the back end of that energy is the solitude card. From the top. So first week, rejoice and celebration, shadow, new beginnings. Emotional loss, deception and envy, no wonder. Jesus, and disruption. Pisces, what's going on? Third week, spiritual union, material and spiritual prosperity. Moving on. And for the last week, movement, choices, decisions, firm foundation, and financial and material changes. Oh, Lord. What the heck? All right. So from underneath the bottom of this deck, the 4 of coins is on the trapped in fear. Solitude is pulling the 4 swords. First week, rejoice and celebration is pulling the 4 cups. Shadow is pulling 6 of cups. New beginnings, King of Cups. Yeah, y'all are just in yourselves. Okay. Second week, 5 of coin. This is pretty self-explanatory. Deception and envy pulls the 9 of swords. Disruption pulls the 5 of swords. Spiritual union pulls the magician. Okay. Material and spiritual prosperity pulls the Knight of Cups. Moving on pulls the King of Coin. Movement, choices, and decisions pulls Temperance. Firm foundation pulls the Hangman. Financial and material changes pulls the 3 of Swords. Well, dang. Okay, Pisces, what the hell? In this reading, there are not a lot of double meanings. It pretty much is what it is. So, your overall energy, that trapped in fear on the bottom, that guarded energy on the top, that's where you at. What the hell scared y'all? I know how fish get. You get ready to go. Swim away. This is your front end of your overall energy. The back end with the solitude And the Four of Swords, you aren't taking a rest so much as you were taking a breather. I'm going to just call it like it is. Y'all are tired. This is definitely a love reading. And oh Lord, y'all are going through it. So from where we are right now, let me say this first. This energy can crisscross itself all month long. What starts up here on a Tuesday in the second week could very well end up down here on a Friday in the last week. So just be mindful of that. But the cards lay out to tell the story. So, and then anything else I'm just picking up on. But the rejoicing celebration and the Four of Cups. And this whole first week is you. Cups, 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 cups. Water, cups, 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 cups. Y'all are emotional. There is something you should be happy about, and you're emotional. That's the only thing I can say. There are things you should actually be happy about, but you're so doggone emotional you can't be happy. And I'm going to guess it's got something to do with an old relationship coming to sneak its ugly head back up. And then guess what is sitting on the shadow? With the King of Cups sitting on the new beginning card, that's exactly what the hell it means. Y'all, whoever this is, you're probably going to try and do a reboot, which is not bad. But as you progress through the month, you are going to realize, and this is not going to resonate with every Pisces, so don't get that part twisted. But as you get further into this, you're going to realize why you weren't together. This may be somebody from 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago. But this person is coming back. And they want to hop into your cup. And it's coming with the shadow. It just is. So the negative is only going to be hidden. Or the hidden is only going to be hidden. Let me put it out there like that. For a minute. Whoever this is trying to come back to you, Pisces, they really want to do a reboot. But despite all what they're saying, and oh, I'm going to be faithful, and new beginnings, and blah, 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 it's going to fade really fast. And it's going to be one or two particular incidents, either a phone call or a visit from somebody that's going to tip the scale, and you are probably going to be just at that point where you're like, ooh, comfortable, I remember this, and it's going to all fall right the hell down. There you go. 5 of coin, and this may be person you're dealing with may be an earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, or it could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. But this is you walking away. I'm pulling back Pisces, even though that's an earth card, I'm pulling back Pisces walking away, because you kind of got into this thinking, okay, I'm emotional, I know this, I'm trying to be happy, but I'm still emotional. And this may have been a situation where you recently broke up and you're still in it, and you get right back into the relationship, and that is resonating a little more with me than anything longer. This may be maybe no more than a year of being apart. I don't think it's that long, but you guys decide to get back in this again, and it'll take but a hot second, and there you go, in your cups, even though this is coins, but you right there with that. I got to go again, because you're killing me emotionally. Whoever this is that you're dealing with, Pisces, they're pulling on you, and they've taken you for granted before. And where we get here, which is the second week, with the 9 of Swords, that deception and envy has you up at night. I'm just saying, you're up. But the other person is up too, because they know what they're doing is just cold wrong. Now, why they wanted to come back and have any kind of relationship or act like or pretend or make believe, whatever, you're the one suffering, Pisces. I mean, that's just the short and the long of it. Somewhere here, I'm going to say between the second and third week, you're going to split again. This is about the disruption. So, there may be a fight, big argument, and this is about how you're going to be looking at the end of it. You're tired, they're tired. And what this is coming back as is its true meaning. Both of you just need to change your attitude about the relationship and about each other. You Pisces are not to be taken for granted, or not to be taken lightly, not to be mistreated or misguided for some bullshit. And I want to say, you may be the one to bring that noise to the table because you're just tired. You just got out of this shit. Now you're back in this shit. After all these promises were made, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You trying to be faithful, go with the new beginning. I'm just saying. You let somebody climb back up in your cup. But they not bothering to tell you, shadow. I'm just saying. That's emotionally draining. And to have this much activity packed up in 1 month, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially mentally. And then when it starts affecting your sleep because you're worried about whether or not you're being lied to, or whether somebody really cares about you, or whether they're jealous of you, or whether they got your back, fuck, I'd be tired too. With the disruption, the Five of Swords, again, this is a lot of mental sparring. And it feels like whoever it is you're dealing with, they don't only just take you for granted, but it's also a thing of, they can't make up their mind what they want to do. So it's this energy. Taurus has had this a lot. This in and out, back and forth, up and down, here and there, all over the place kind of energy. And whoever this is that you're dealing with, they just aren't, and it may well be an air sign that's got you up at night and some other shit. But they just are not giving you anything solid to go on. Get down here to the third week with the spiritual union, with the Magician card being on top, getting manipulation. You know, where you don't want to be with me, so I'm going to take you off my plan, off my phone plan, off my cell service. You got to get your own plan. That kind of petty shit. That's where it is. And that's manipulation, whether you know it or not. When people pull that kind of shit, you know, well, if you're going to be like that, I'm going to do this. And if you're going to do this, I'm going to do that. And if you do this, I'm going to do something else. That's that petty. And the Magician can be petty sometimes. That's that petty magic. But this is a major card. So there's a major point in there that you need to learn. And I'm going to dare say it has something to do with being able to be manipulated. And sometimes, Pisces, when your nature, your very nature is emotions. It just is. You're water. You are just as smart and intelligent as everybody else, and actually probably more so because you are the last sign in the zodiac. So you bring with you all of the energy from Aries to Pisces. So you're emotional creatures. You hold on to things. You're sentimental. And those things are not bad. Some of us need more of those qualities. However, when it gets to you being in a relationship and you giving so much of yourself, it makes you a big target to be manipulated, taken for granted, cheated on. I'm just saying, because whoever it is that you're dealing with, they know you're loyal. So they know whatever they do, pretty much, you're not going to say anything, or you're not going to do anything, or if you do say something, it's just talk. You're not really doing anything about it. As you get closer to the end of the month, you might get ready. I'm not going to say this is you. I'm going to say the other person might get ready to plug the plug back in and try one more time about messages from the heart. But this has got some material and spiritual bullshit tied up in it as well. So I would say at this point, if you have not gotten into this yet, I would not. If you can go all the way around the mountain without having to go over it, do it. If you're already in this and you are moving forward, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. The other person is probably going to move on simply because you're probably going to shut them down at some point and they're not going to want to be shut out. Again, it could be an earth sign, could be an air sign. Could be could be anybody. If they've got any of this kind of energy in their chart, though, prevalent, they're going to move on. You're going to want them to move on because you can't continue to do all of this and go to work or go to school and take care of kids and be with family. You can't do it. It's just virtually impossible. And this is what's really striking me the most. Both of y'all are up at night. They are and you are. And they're busy worried about if you're going to catch them, and you're busy worried about what the hell they're doing. And that energy together, it doesn't do nothing but get you right here to disruption. Because now everybody got a chip on their shoulder, everybody's pissed off, everybody's mad, and now everybody got shit to say. Let it be. That would be the next closest thing in my head to a tower moment. However, the disruption that this causes is really going to shake you loose. And I dare say you probably are not going to go back to this relationship again. At the end of all of it, it is a reminder that in order to have movement, choices, and decisions, to do any of those things effectively, you need balance. That's a major card. And you need to think about how other people see you. Do they see more green than they see orange? Do they see more wings than they see robe? I'm throwing it out what the universe is giving me. That is something to think about, because sometimes how people perceive you, which can be completely and totally 360 degrees different than what you actually are, they'll treat you that way. Even if you're not that way, if that first impression is you're a pushover, you're too nice, whatever, they got you. So this is about having balance. When you start moving forward towards the end of the month and decide that you want to get out of this situation permanently, you don't want to go back, gotta have some balance. And the balance, you being grounded and balanced, and I know saying grounded to a fish is like, I don't know, telling the tourist to breathe water. It don't work. But in so much as you can find your center and do things kind of, not in an orderly fashion, but things that suit you and do things that are good for you, because it feels like you're out of whack because you've been worrying and taking care of and dealing with, and again, your overall energy being trapped in fear and guarded, rightfully so. And I understand the back end of the energy, the Four of Swords on top of the solitude. You get to the end of the month, that's exactly what you're going to want. Some solitude and some rest and relaxation, because this is to cause a total upheaval in your house. For those of you that have children, you don't want them to see too much or hear too much out there. And it's stressful. It creates this very stressful, very chaotic, very frenetic environment. Do your best to get balanced. Once you change your perspective just on the whole situation, coming from here to here, and just change your perspective, that's when you'll start to feel the firm foundation you've built for yourself, not somebody else, or not somebody else building the foundation for you. Once you start changing your perspective on this person in particular, because it seems like they're just kind of holding up everything and doing the best that they can to be disruptive, even though they came back cup in hand talking about, baby, I love you and I want to do this and I want to do that, and then days later y'all are at it again. So once you change your perspective, Pisces, you begin to create the very firm foundation that you're looking for. It will, at some point, open up the door for another relationship. There's healing here that has to be done. Financial and material changes. For those of you that are actually in a third-party situation, or you find out about a third-party situation, if this was at any point a living situation, or it's my TV and his couch, all of that, here go your financial and material changes. And I'll just say from up here, it feels like there wasn't ever really a clean break. So the getting back together was kind of what was going to happen anyway, because nobody really put their foot down about, no, I'm not going back, or no, you can't come back in. Down here, this will be the last time. If you have anything to do with it, this will be it. You're not doing this anymore. You're trying to get yourself together. It seems like a lot of you are trying to focus on how you can be better parents, better sisters, better daughters, sons, brothers, whatever it is. Some of you going back to school. Others of you trying to find positions that suit you and pay you. So you got all this change that you're trying to initiate going on. And it's good. But this person, you're keeping up a whole lot of chaos and confusion. And to perpetrate, well, I know you're going to be faithful, baby, but yeah, it's just a new beginning. We're going to start over. Yeah, okay. Really? The emotional loss with the Five of Coins is also you feeling like the other person really doesn't deserve your help at all, because they have just clowned. You see them laid out there and just clown so poorly that you really don't even feel like they deserve your help. And that, of course, is going to bring you to a point of emotional loss, because I think this go around, Pisces, you actually can see you're not as emotional as you were, let's say, 6 months ago. So you can actually see what's going on. And you're ready to just say, fuck it. Like I said, the energy is interchangeable. Any of this can happen anytime between now and the end of the month. Whatever is going on in your own personal situation, you'll see how bits and pieces of this resonate with you in your life. It may not be all of it, it may just be some of it, but a lot of you are just going to go through it for at least the first half of the month. I think once you make up your mind, Pisces, what you want to do, because you've kind of been waiting on the other person to make up their mind, and it just does not seem like they're doing that, and they're going to continue to do this in and out, back and forth. Oh, I'm bored over here. This is also the boredom card. You're bored over here. You're trying to celebrate. You're trying to just be happy about life, not even necessarily anybody's birthday, anniversary, or anything. You're just trying to be happy about life, and this person is, busy scouting around. And while I say this is you, it's the emotional content that's you. So, you may be wondering why they want to come back, because they know what you like and what you don't like. But when you let them back, you got to know this shadow don't go nowhere. So it will be more of the same. Do your best to go to bed at night. I can't sugarcoat that any kind of way. Go to bed at night. Do not worry about what this person is thinking, saying, or doing to you or anybody else, because at the end of it, you're not trying to be bothered with it anyway. So don't waste good energy after bad worrying about this person, what they're doing, how they're doing, why they did this, why they didn't do that. Fuck it. You ain't going to get there with that. You just aren't. Unfortunately, when you deal with people like this who are shady and kind of flaky, you can't ever get a real answer, because they're always answering to the crowd. You know, they're always going to give you the answer they think you want to hear. So just know that anything you hear after whatever disagreement or disruption the two of you have, person may try it one more time with that too good to be true shit. Just know there's something attached to this. Them coming back and saying, okay, baby, okay, I know we just got back together. I ain't doing nothing, da-da-da-da-da-da. Just know there's something attached there. Can't pay their bills. I don't know what it is. They're spiritually empty, whatever the case may be. But when they start this, and this may be closer to the end of the month, oh, I'm so sorry, I know what to do, da-da-da-da. Because there's something up with that. And that this falls in the same row with the shadow and the Six of Cups on it. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for it. And whatever they're going to say, if you really think about what they're saying and what they're capable of, it's going to sound too good to be true anyway. You get to the King of Coins and the moving on. This energy can kind of go back and forth, you or your partner. It's going to be about getting back to the hard work so you can have some stability for yourself, same for the other person, so you can move on without having to worry about whether or not you can pay the bills or not. Some of you in here may be moving. You may be the one moving. So if that's the case, just make sure you have everything in order coming out of Mercury retrograde energy yesterday. Still going to take it a couple weeks to station direct fully. So right now for the next 12, 13 days, we're retracing our steps from the last 2 weeks. So just be mindful of that. Anything that can probably go wrong as far as communication is concerned, it probably is still going to be an issue at least until the 15th or the 16th of this month. Whatever it is that breaks your heart, Pisces, and I got a pretty good idea what it's going to be for most of you. And this may be, this third party may be someone you know. So that's not going to help this situation at all. Let me pull some extra cards, because now I want to know. I want to know. These are the vice versa tarot cards. Now for my birthday, I'm so happy. So you get the front and the back of something. This is my favorite, actually. This is a star card. It looks that way. But on the back, yeah, some other shit. I like these cards. Totally. I usually only use them when I do private readings, but y'all got a sticky wicket right here, so I'm trying to figure this out. Some little extra added things going on. Yeah. Okay. Drastic decisions. Fear, crisis. Stress. Here it is. So I just wanted to clarify the latter part of the month. The first part of the month is kind of clear. The latter part was what was getting a little murky. The spiritual union pulled the Magician, and then it pulled the back of the Four of Swords. Again, I gotta say, y'all must be dealing with an air sign. or someone that's got air in their sign. This is a lot of air and water. It's about your intent, and it's also about their intent. How real was your intent getting in this? And I don't think this is you, Pisces. I think this is the other person. And looking at the Magician on top of the spiritual union, yeah. How clean was anybody's heart getting into this, especially the other person? What was their motive? And then right next to that, I told you, somebody singing, I love you, but there's something tied up with that. Changes. And this is the back of the Six of Swords. Again, more air. With the moving on and the King of Coins, this is the Three of Coins. And if you're going to move on, you're going to have to persevere not to get back into this situation again with this person either. You're going to have to really do a focused, concerted effort to cut it all off. If you really are done, change your phone numbers, whatever you need to do so you can be done with this. And if you persevere and stick with it, it will go away. I promise you, unless you're just dealing with a complete and total ass, and then that goes into a whole nother thing. And if it gets to that point where you start talking about domestic violence and abuse, don't tolerate it, don't stand for it, get the fuck out. Do what you need to do to make sure you're the most important person in this reading, Pisces, nobody else. So make sure that you take care of you. Whatever that means, whatever you need to do, make sure that you do that. Get yourself together so you can move on. With the Eight of Cups sitting on top of Temperance and movement, choices, and decisions, that's about drastic decisions. You know, it's either white or black. You either staying or you're going. There's no in between. And for some of you, this energy may kind of make you feel like, maybe I should just persevere, just hang in there. No, we're not taking one for the team. No. You need to make a big decision to make a big change. And it feels like a lot of you tried to do this, but again, it wasn't really cut off at whatever point. With the Five of Swords front side, Hangman, firm foundation. So in order for you to get that firm foundation, you need to change your perspective. But you fear crisis. You fear if you do anything, it's just going to be a mess. Because that's where you are right now. You're emotional. So you just feel like, fuck, if I do anything, it's going to be a mess and I'm going to just sit here. And you don't get anything done when you fear change and shit getting to the wall. Nothing. It's life. I hate to say it like that, but I'll be the first to tell you, this is life. This is what happens. And so sometimes you get your ass put against the wall and you do fear being in crisis mode because where's the money coming from? I got to get to work. Got to get the kids to daycare. Whatever it is, however it's resonating with you. But you cannot be trapped in fear. You're not going to make any kind of decent progress laid up trapped in fear. Afraid to move forward on your own. I know. I hear you. When you're guarded, when you're holding on to shit this tightly because you're afraid, this hurts. All this up here hurts. Period. It hurts. You holding on to the pain, you holding on to not wanting to deal with anybody else is not going to make this hurt any less. Trust me. Your better bet is to forgive, forget it as much as you can, and let go and move on. With the stress card here, you're going to be stressed. When you get to the end of this, financial material changes. This is money too. Cheating. Point blank period. You by the end of the month, you'll have a full story to tell. Stress. Period. It's stress. It's stress. That's what it's going to be. That's how it's going to feel. There are points in this reading where you can, and I just did this for a private rest, just said the same thing, At any point during the month of August, you can change your mind. And at any moment, you can change your mind. Decide you're not going to. You can say yes and turn around the next minute and you know what? I don't think we need to get back together. I'll just throw that out there. And that will make the rest of the reading null and void. You can accept them back. Maybe you don't walk away. Maybe you don't change your attitude. Maybe y'all don't have disruption in the sense that it's going to make anybody do anything differently. At any point, you have free will. You can change your mind. You can not answer the phone or answer the phone. It's just that simple. So it's not, I feel like some of you feel like you constantly being put into a situation. No, you always have choices. Always. Always. Even if you make the choice not to do a damn thing, that is a choice. So don't feel like you can't make a decision at any point. If you decide you're in the car with somebody and you want to get out, you can do that. You have a choice. Pull over. I'm getting out. Just that simple. I think sometimes we overthink decisions and how we do things. If something doesn't feel right to you, this is another piece of this, then you need to act on that. If you feel like, even up here at the beginning, with the talking about getting back together, if in that moment you feel like hell no, then it's hell no. Follow your gut. Usually your first reaction is your true reaction. If you give yourself 10 minutes to think about something, you can talk yourself in and out of $1 million just that fast. So follow that first instinct, follow your gut. Let's see what the universe has for wisdom and guidance. Downtime. Woo-woo is wonderful. And seek solitude. This is all about you. If you haven't gotten to this, I'd be getting with this. Downtime. At some future date, you might want to come back when the energy is a little different. But if you can bypass this shit, get you some downtime. If you get in it, make sure that you take care of yourself, Pisces. I'm just saying. Woo-woo is wonderful. Loving yourself and your heart is a good thing. And being peaceful, that's that woo-woo shit. This is good. And when you make yourself the priority, there's nothing anybody else can do but make you a priority. And that may be some of the rub here, because since this person's been away from you, you may have had a chance to think about some things, check out some things, evaluate some things, naturally with Mercury in retrograde. And, you know, it's about you. And like I just said, the most important person in this reading, Pisces, is you. So love yourself. Just do that. And be humble and be peaceful. You see the dove flying around up there. And know that this too shall pass. Seek solitude. I'm telling you, if you are thinking about going out tonight, today is Friday, August 2nd. If you think, I probably wouldn't do it. Just go read a book. You bypass all of this. I'm just saying. Seek solitude. That will help get you grounded. It'll help bring some balance to the situation, which you're going to need, especially if you got a lot of mind and mental shit going on. Take time for yourself. Downtime and seek solitude, knowing that you're the most important, the woo-woo. You're the most important woo-woo. You will come through this. This is not easy, Pisces. I feel you. It's not easy, but once again, all you need to do is persevere. Keep putting Keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you will eventually get to where you're trying to go, for sure. I love you, Pisces. I hope you guys have a good weekend, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.